For this video, we're going to discuss converting amongst the metric units. Again, the metric units are our meters, liters, and grams. Okay, there's going to be two different ways that we can convert between the metric units. One way is using our conversion factors just like we have been, and you'll notice here I'm looking at the meters. So 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, 1 hectometer is equal to 100 meters, and we can convert that way. The other way is using this number line type thing, where we start out with kilo, hecto, deca, and then your base, which in this case is meters, deci, centi, milli. Whenever we're using this apparatus, literally what we do is we put wherever we're going to start and then see which direction and how many jumps we make. That's going to be equivalent to moving our decimal place. Okay? So we can use this, or we can use the conversion factors. I'll show you both ways to do this. Grams is the exact same thing, and if you'll notice, this is the exact same as my meters up here. Liters are the exact same. Notice it goes kilo, hecto, deca, base, deci. So this is the apparatus that we're going to use most often. Okay, and I'm going to copy it so that we can use it while we're working our problems. But notice it goes kilo, hecto, deca, then our base, meter, gram, or liter, deci, centi, and milli. So let's look at some examples here. If I'm going from 9.8 kilometers to meters, I can use the conversion factors, and they say that 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So I would start 9.8 kilometers over 1. And then, because kilometers is on the numerator, I put kilometers on the denominator. I'm going to cancel out my units of kilometers. 9.8 times 1,000 gives me 9,800 meters. So this is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is, if I look at this, I'm starting out at kilometers. So I'm starting out here, and I'm going to meters. So I'm going here. So I'm going 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So if I start out with 9.8 kilometers, I'm going to move the decimal place 1, 2, 3 places to the right. And I fill in with zeros, so that's 9,800 meters. Notice I get the exact same thing whether I do the conversion factors up here or if I use the chart here. It does not matter which one you do, okay? So let's look at 3,500 millimeters, and I'm going to erase that so that we can use that again in a moment. 3,500 milliliters is equal to centimeters. Now here's where using the conversion factors gets us a little bit off. Because if you'll notice, I can have, let's see here, 1,000 millimeters is equal to 1 meter, and then 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. I don't have it to where I can go straight from millimeters into centimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with my 3,500 millimeters over 1. And let me move this over a little bit further. I want millimeters on the denominator, so that's 1,000 millimeters equals 1 meter. cancel out my units. I have meters, but I want centimeters. So I'm going to say 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. That cancels these out. Now on the numerator, I'm going to take 3,500 times 100, which is going to give me 350,000. On the denominator, I have 1,000, and this is centimeters. So I'm going to divide by 1,000, and I get 350 centimeters. Now let's look at our chart here and see if we can come up with the exact same thing. I'm starting with millimeters. That's right here. I'm going to centimeters. So I went one place to the left. So if I start out with 3,500 millimeters, I'm going to move my decimal that starts here one place to the left, giving me 350 centimeters. Notice it's the exact same thing. Again, you can do it either way. It does not matter, okay? Meters, liters, grams are all converted in this exact same manner. So you don't have to look at multiple things. You can either look at this chart or continue using the conversion factors. Either way works. So practice using some metric unit conversion, and then let me know if you have any questions.